Hello, I'm Chesley Heimsfield, Executive Director of the Louisiana International Film Festival. We're very proud to partner with Cox Communications to bring you Cinema Louisiana and its focus on local filmmakers. There is an incredible indigenous spirit of filmmaking here in our state, and our film festival was created to help the industry continue to grow and offer career opportunities for all our residents. Join our movement today by visiting our website at lifilmfest.org. If you'd like to become a member, you can sign up there. Thanks, and enjoy this episode of Cinema Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Jason Ferret. Welcome to the premiere episode of Cinema LA here on Cox 4, our Louisiana Filmmakers Showcase. We have some great filmmakers here that you're going to meet today. We're going to start off with Andre Chapoy. He is from Louisiana, and he has a web series with his partners called CFX Unboxed. Then Lily Keeber, a Louisiana transplant, has a film called Bayou Maharaja on the life of James Booker. We're also going to take a look at a nice feature on the Louisiana International Film Festival. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll kick off. You'll see some great film clips. Stay with us here on Cox 4. Welcome to the very first segment on the very first edition of Cinema LA. We're very pleased to have one of the Cox family here, Andre Chapoy. Andre, good to see you on this side of the camera for a change.
It's good to be here.
Okay, you're here to talk about your series, CFX Unboxed, a web series. Weird title, explain it.
First, I have to identify who CFX is. CFX stands for Composite Effects, and Composite Effects is a props and prosthetics company that was formed in 2006, and they're one of the biggest, best kept secrets in Louisiana, I think. And one of the things that they do is they make these high quality pro silicone masks, okay? And the term unboxed comes from this internet phenomena of when people receive their package, their gift, their mask, they film themselves unboxing the mask, and there's like, oh, how cool, is this? And they'll try it on, they'll do things like that. So we just figured this was sort of a way to unbox the company, CFX, and to be able to show people what's going on behind the scenes as they do what they do, which is making, props and prosthetics, but mainly we focus on the mask making aspect of it for this particular reality series.
So this first series, set it up, we're going to take a look at it. So it's a reality-based series.
It is a reality-based, and it is real reality. It's not scripted reality. That's the whole thing. If we want to get into that, we can get into it. But we thought it would be easier just to roll, 2 cameras, 8 hours a day for 3 weeks straight during one of their toughest, busiest, most stressful periods in the year. And we found out later that that's a little hard when you're trying to create a storyline because you're not scripting out what is the storyline on a day-by-day or a weekly basis.
So tough to edit.
Very tough to edit. Took a long time.
Okay, well look, before we run out of time, let's take a look. Here we go with CFX Unboxed.
It surprises me to what degree that the fan following is. There's probably a lot of people here who understand it better than I do. I appreciate it. I can appreciate the value of it.
Where's the chapstick?
It gives me a good feeling to know that, I can influence somebody's personality in that respect and help somebody to feel more confident, whether they're putting on a Mac or a zombie, or a fishman mask or, whatever. There's all of our YouTube videos of people that are unboxing their masks for the first time, and just their reaction of, they've been waiting for so long, and they know the detail's great. They know that they're supposed to be expecting great things from this mask, and from CFX. They've been on the forums. They've heard nothing but awesome stuff, and then but they get that mask, and then it's like, oh my God, this is better than I ever expected. So there's definitely the gratification that we get. From that, it's more or less, the applause to the performance, so to speak. We're in the final stages of sculpting. Chris is wrapping up molding. He's been doing great. Turns out we hired a good guy for making our molds, but don't tell him that. We've got 2 more sculpts that are in process right now. They should be done in the next couple days. He'll be able to make those molds. Right now our big push is to get all those molds finished, the masks cast and painted, and completely finished in time for them to be photographed to get into the catalog to go to the trade show. We'll be bringing a television along with us this time to kind of aid us in explaining what it is that we do and how our masks are best suited for the haunted arena. We'll also be debuting this year at the trade show our new mask making software, which will allow customers to choose any mask with any paint style, and really just mix and match, and have a tool right there on the website that they can customize a mask, get it to their particular liking, and then send that design to us. And I think we're taking somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 pieces with us this year to the show. So there's still a lot to do, and all of this needs to happen within the next 3 weeks. And it will start all over again.
Today I wear the CFX Old Haggis mask with some extra hair on top, and I love pranking people with it. It works every time because this mask is so realistic. The detail is insane, and that's why you should get yourself a CFX mask today.
This is my personal hell. Cycles.
There it is, CFX Unboxed. Okay, Andre, it's a web series. When can we see it?
We are debuting September 2nd. We will be on YouTube, and you can go to the website, cfxmasks.com or compositeeffects.com, and that'll take you to the website of the company. And from there, we will link to the YouTube channel, the series. And we are going to debut the 2nd of September and then release a few episodes throughout the year leading up to a big announcement. And this company's big. It's getting bigger.
And did I read it correctly? It's 32 episodes?
32 episodes, yes.
Okay. And
about
what's
5 minutes each.
A trip? I heard you talking in the hallway about a trip.
We are going to Toronto as part of this Louisiana Coalition to sort of represent Louisiana International Film Festival. September 9th, we'll be there presenting with CFX and LIF and that sort of thing.
Before we run out of time, you're the first guest we've ever had at Cox 4 with a Playboy in his lap. Explain.
Yeah, I said, CFX is getting big. There was an article on CFX in the September issue of Playboy. It's a multi-page spread. And I used a couple of clips to make sure we didn't show anything else. But there are a lot of fantastic things going on with CFX.
Great. All right, Andre, well, we thank you for coming on. It is called CFX Unboxed. You can check it on the website we're now displaying. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to take an in-depth look at the Louisiana International Film Festival. Stay with us on Cinema LA, the Louisiana Filmmakers Showcase here on Cox 4. Thanks for staying with us on Cinema LA. As you know, we are a partnership with the Louisiana International Film Festival. This was their inaugural year a couple of months ago. I want to show you what they're all about. Take a look at this feature.
And action. This is awesome. I'm from a big city, Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm used to seeing things like this going on in events and film festivals. So it's really neat that you guys are having this here. I love the idea. I love it.
There are festivals that have been around for 15, 20 years that don't have the caliber of films that the Louisiana International Film Festival is showing. I mean, that's a fact. What an incredible honor it is to be a part of the inaugural year for this festival. The festival programmers and the staff have really done such an amazing job of programming a very strong festival.
We're now consuming movies in a solitary fashion. We're watching them on the iPad or on our phones or at home and TV. It's wonderful to be part of a communal movie-going experience and really share something with other people all around you.
They really bent over backwards to make us feel comfortable here and honored, and to make us feel as though what we did was worth making.
2 minutes till showtime, everybody, 2 minutes.
This is a destination film festival, and we were very successful this year in completely nailing that theme. And any of the people who came to the festival this year had such incredible, glowing things to say about not only the architecture, the music, the culture, the history of Louisiana, but also the people. This year, in our very first year, we made an imprint of a cumulative amount of 4,000 people. We wanted to make sure we engaged the population here in Louisiana and kind of brought to their attention and interest what we're doing in terms of being able to show films before they come out in the general public. One of our co-artistic directors, Dan Ireland, founded the Seattle International Film Festival 30 years ago, and it's actually a month-long festival that has over 30,000 people attend. And right now we've made such a great impact with our local audience, our Louisiana audience, that now we have the incredible support and momentum to be able to build this festival to be like an international film festival with a distribution market, a co-production market, to be able to have some type of seed funding for upstart filmmakers, things that kind of the tentacles that develop over time with a successful film festival. So if you're a filmmaker who's always been curious about what the state of Louisiana has to provide to you, you want to come and see all the opportunities that we have in 2014 at the Louisiana International Film Festival. That will give you a great chance to be able to explore all these great locations that we have in the state, meet with people one-on-one who can actually be a part of your crew, and ask questions to people about the tax incentives and how to get involved.
And of course, Cox 4 is very proud to partner with the International Film Festival. We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to meet Lily Keeber and her film Bayou Maharaja. Stay with us. Welcome back to Cinema LA. We are here with Lily Keeber, and she is now a Louisianian from a couple of other states along the way. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, you're on our first show. You're our second guest, and your film is called Bayou Maharaja. Interesting title. How did it come about?
Well, the film is about James Booker, and Bayou Maharaja was just one of the many nicknames that he gave himself. He's quite a character. He called himself the Ivory Emperor, Spiders on the Keys, the list goes on and on, a couple I probably won't say on air. But for me, Bayou Maharaja just really captured something about him. Like, I don't quite know what it is, but I think I do. And still, you know, after 3 years of listening and talking and thinking about James Booker, I think I know who he is, but not quite. So I like that sort of mystery in the title.
I loved your take and your quote from Dr. John in your brief, and I can't do it, but can you quote it?
The log line for the film, James Booker was the best black, gay, one-eyed piano genius from New Orleans.
Okay.
Something like that.
Something like that. That is great. So how'd the project come about, Lily?
Well, when I moved to New Orleans, I had never even heard of James Booker. I knew, you know, Dr. John, Irma Thomas, the Neville Brothers, but I just had never run across him before. And I was bartending in New Orleans, and he'd come on the jukebox, and the locals would sort of, you know, brighten up and tell the most outrageous stories about him. You know, I just had no idea who this guy was that they were talking about. And when I heard the music, for me, it was also quite confusing. I didn't really know what to make of it, but it piqued my interest. And the more I learned about him and the more I learned about his music, the more I felt like, how could this guy have been sort of skipped over, in the annals of Louisiana music history? So I really felt that, I sort of naively said, well, clearly there should be a film. And now 3.5 years later, there's a film. So.
Okay, well, that is a good setup. We're going to go ahead and take a look. Here it is. Take a look at a clip of Bayou Maharaja.
Instead of just playing note, chord, Booker would play 1, 2, and 3. So that's a very Chopin-esque thing to do, this part. He would resolve this note up and this note down. Together it sounds, that's a very sort of, this is a very French kind of sound. And then he would add the swing feel to it. That's what he would do with his left hand. And his right hand, instead of just, he would put it in octaves, 8 notes apart. But that wasn't enough. He needed some more chords. So he would go, and that still wasn't enough. So he would do grace notes, a quick note leading to a bigger note. You can do it with 2 fingers, but when you're doing it with octaves, you only have 1 finger, in addition to having other notes in the middle. And then he would roll them sometimes. So when you take this to this, it turns into a whole different kind of deal. Nothing is harder than that. It's insane. It's insanity.
James Booker was sort of a mystery to everybody. In my circle of friends, we knew who he was, but nobody knew what he looked like or anything like that. And I got a call, would I be interested in doing a gig with James Booker? I was totally not ready for this guy. Literally, whatever he thought of, he could instantly play. It was almost like his hands weren't even connected to his head. So we finished the rehearsal and he started telling all these amazing, hilarious stories about when he worked with Little Richard, because he played piano on some of the Little Richard stuff. And I'm probably not going to tell any of those stories, but the gig was this really crazy black gay bar in the French Quarter. So while we're playing, he started flirting with this guy next to the piano, and his playing just was unbelievably magnificent while he was doing all this, but he wasn't paying attention to what he was playing at all. He was totally focused on this guy. And in the middle of it, he starts doing his solo and he turns around and he takes off his eye patch while he's still playing, and then he opens up the little leather bag and he starts digging around in the bag and he's pulling out eye patches, and he turns around to me, because I was sitting on his left-hand side so I could watch his left hand. That was really the only saving thing I had going for me. And he turns around and he goes, "How's this one look?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then he pulls another one out. "How about this one? This looks good." I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to play. So he puts that one on, turns around, and then he's really going after this guy there, I was like, man, this was really a scene.
Interesting character, to say the least. Great look. Can't wait to see the whole thing, Lily.
Thank you.
I understand you debuted last spring at South by Southwest. What else, where else you been? What else is going on?
Yeah, we premiered the film at South by Southwest in Austin, which was a lot of fun. Music audiences especially really pick up on a lot of the themes in the film. We've showed it in New York at the Lincoln Center. We've showed it in LA at the Directors Guild of America as part of Outfest. We've gotten some really great reviews. We just had our international premiere at the Melbourne International Film Festival in Australia.
Did you get to go to that?
I did not,
Oh,
but
bummer.
I hear it was great.
Okay.
Sold out screenings, and that's another thing, is we've had sold out screenings almost everywhere we've played. So it definitely shows that these music lovers really are grabbing onto the film. We're looking very forward to our Louisiana premiere of the film in October. And then after that, really hoping to bring it to Europe because, as we talk about in the film, James Booker was so loved in Europe. So I'm hoping that there'll be some international interest as well. And we're still looking for distribution, both domestic and international.
Well, we've piqued the interest of our audience here in our 3 cities in Louisiana. Give us your website so we can put it up and people can learn more about the film and follow it.
So the website is bayumaharaja.com. We also, because I'm not very savvy with websites, I post updates at the Facebook page as well. So just facebook.com/bayumaharaja.
In 10 seconds or less, what's Lily doing next? What's your next project?
Next, Lily is going to sleep for a while, get back in shape, and then maybe start thinking about a film about New Orleans dance.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, we are out of time. If you're a filmmaker who would like to appear on Cinema LA, get in touch with us with the information you see on your screen, and we'll certainly get here and take a look at your piece. See you next time. Thanks for joining us.